Hello, Just Jax here and welcome to my channel. Now, the season is upon us. That time of the year that some people love and look forward to and for some reason wish it was every day of the year. Others dread, others overindulge, oversplurge, oversplash. Christmas. It is right around the corner. So I thought, what better time to start some little Christmas projects, some little festive things to do. This is going to be for those of us who feel the cold out. We're going to make something that looks rather warm and inviting. We are going to make a little house. A glass jar, some cardboard. We will need a tea light. When I next pop to the shop I'll pick some up. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn this glass jar, and you can use any glass jar. This was a pasta one, I think. And we are going to build a house around it, cut some windows out, stick it all together. Then what you do on the next stage is entirely up to you. I have undecided yet as to whether I'm just going to keep this cardboard and keep it nice and simple, or put a layer on. When I've done this before, I've used air drying clay. I have some Mod Rock available, so I might use that because it'll give it a bit more longevity and a bit more of a nicer finish. But we'll deal with that when we get there. So, first things first. Oh yes, and the tea light. You'll want to keep the lid of your jar, because what we're going to do is the tea light's going to sit in there in a little blob of blue tack so it doesn't wibble wobble around. And we're going to pop that when it's all together in there on, and you'll have, you can get any tea light you like. These are the little battery operated ones. We don't want to have a flame going off on there sealed up. It'll snuff itself out for one. You can get ones that just glow, and you can get ones that flicker. I'm going to try and get a hold of the ones that flicker, because then it looks a bit like an open fire, and we'll cut the windows out of the cardboard and you'll have the glass representing the actual window. And then when you turn them on, especially at night or of an evening when it's really cold and dark, there'll be a nice little reminder of how warm and toasty it actually is inside. I've also undecided as to how we're going to add a snow aspect to the outside, or how we're going to decorate it, but we're going to look at that, make those decisions as and when we come to them. So, straight off the bat, glass jar, scrap cardboard. This was an old box of some such, a reminder of the summer. It was a pet cooling mat for my girls. Hot glue gun, extra glue sticks. We will use a ruler in this instance, try and keep everything level, but you can do it freehand. These are nice to do at Halloween as well, or any time of the year, but in Halloween you can do like an old cricket house, so you won't really need a ruler so much. So first things first, let's move that one over there. We'll not put the hot glue gun on just yet. We're going to look at getting our walls together first. So you can do this with many different scrap bits of card. If you have one big enough to go all the way around, it'll just save you on the cutting, because you can cut one big panel out and fold it round. And I believe this one will be big enough, plenty big enough to do 4 sides. And you want it quite snug to the glass, or very snug, so when it's together it's, right up against 4 sides. So, using our eye alone, in fact this is where the ruler will come in handy. About there to about there. And we're going to be working with the stripes. Where I just dug that in now. Right there. We're going to be working with the stripes because cardboard folds much easier that way. So let's just mark up. That's right on that groove. So what have we got here? 8. So every 8. We'll try and follow a groove. that'll just help us with the folding process and the cutting process. We will start, that's pretty much finished where we need it to, so pretty much right up on that natural crease there, which is well handy. Yep. So what we'll do first is we'll cut that out. We'll look at getting what height we need. So we're going to have it nice and level with the top, and then we've got these extra pieces so we can put a roof on, little chimney, little features. I've got a handy dandy cutting mat under here. I think I need to swap the blade around. I think I've probably used this one a little too much and it's gone a touch dull. So, as long as we've done everything right, we're just going to use the back of the blade this time and just score down here because we don't want to cut it. We don't want to cut right through that line, we just want to score it so it's easier to fold. As long as all things are correct, that will keep the lid on tight for now. Go on there, fairly snug. You can afford to bring it in a tiny bit. Go with the glue. That should be fine. How much snugger do we need? Heavy. You can always pad out the corners with a little foam, because we're not doing anything in the corners, we just want windows. I think that should be alright by the time we've got the glue in the way. Right, now we want it nice and level with the bottom so it stands flush. And around there. Take it from about 4 on this one. I'll round it up so there's a bit of leeway. You don't want the roof, the top of the glass poking out the top of the house. Make it the shortest measurement you've sketched. This one will be a little trickier to cut as you're going through all the ridges as opposed to with the ridges. Let's give that another little look-see. Lovely. We should be okay. Should have more confidence in it. Now, we're going to do all these little bits now before we glue it on, because this is important. You'll want windows. You can mark out a door if you want. Well, everything that you'd find on the front of a house. So I am going to pick this to be the front. These will be the sides, the back. And we're only going to put windows on the front. You can put windows all round if you like, but it does tend to work better with minimal holes, so all the light wants to escape through those gaps. So let's get ourselves some rough measurements. So if we've got a 2-floor house, and this could be a tall and thin one, so it could be 3 floors, couldn't it? Roughly 5 and a bit. Five and a bit, or whatever. These are just going to help us place our windows. You don't have to be this on it with measurements, by the way. You can have fun. The first one that I did, I just went free with everything. So we're going to have ourselves, this was just to help us to scale a little bit, the door. We have some lovely little windows by the door. We'll have ourselves perhaps a little window where the bedroom would be roughly. So, since we've gone ruler-wise this far, we may as well keep it up. bit, bring it in a tiny bit. So what we're going to do is first cut those out. Very carefully. If you wanted to be really detailed with this and really crafty, you could do the little window panes with a little window grid in the middle. That has a nice effect too. You can always put that in afterwards as well if you really wanted to. You don't have to do it the fiddly way. Now, be bold, be brave. Corners are nice and tidy. Just come over a tiny bit. Just to there. Right, at this point we are going to switch the hot glue on so it can be warming up while we're looking at any sort of little details we want. We could measure up the roof now. That's going to go there. The roof we want overhanging a little bit forward, a little bit back, and obviously the slope off the side a touch as well. So let's move all of these away for a second. We're going to keep these little bits because we can use them to put a little tiny windowsill on. So that's going to be nice because then you'll have something for your snow to hang off of. Doesn't have to be a big one, just a little ridge. So that's why I got this piece all prepared. This is going to be our rooftop, which I think get a little bit wider than that. Let's find the halfway point. And halfway point be from there. We don't want this little foldy piece, though it won't really matter because it's not going to be seen. Let's just tidy that edge up first. one's straight enough. Straight edge down here as well. Put that piece up there so we don't accidentally start using that as a scrap piece. And again, we're going to work stripes going this way, so the fold is easier. We're going to work that way across the fold. So what we got, 20 and a half. It's pretty much the same all the way up, so that's fine. 20 and a half, and 11 and a quarter. And we want 10 and a quarter, sorry. Poor maths. Ignore that line. 10 and a quarter. Again, we're lucky enough that that falls right into a groove there. Very handy. That's right. So, how much hangover do we want? Yeah, a bit like that. Say perhaps 2 stripes of this card. Up to there. So what we got there? We have 9.5 pretty much. Under there, and use the back blade again for a little groove. Lovely, it's not too far off. Don't really need to worry about that. Size everything up again. That's going to go there. That's going to go on there. So what we're also going to want, it's up to you. No, you do this bit. You can make the square to go in there so it sits nice and flat. I tend to also put a triangle in here. What we'll do first is glue that to the glass jar, and then we'll decide what we're doing roof-wise. You're going to have to work pretty quick here. The hot glue gun will stick to the glass, but sometimes you need to be quite liberal with it. You've got to be quite quick. We've got our extra glue sticks to hand, and obviously we don't want to glue the window. glue all around the windows, and you'll want to glue down the middle, because that will be the piece that is in contact with your glass. So it'll be quick, because it starts drying quickly. We are going to send beads down the inside there. On the top there. There's a little extra support, so it takes to the glass a little bit better. We'll give that a moment to dry, and then we'll do the same on the bottom. Glued on mat. Oh, it's a good mat. Didn't stick. It hasn't melted to it anyway. I think it might have melted to it a tiny bit, as we've had run down. Some of that has now become one with the mat. It might not have done. We'll see. I'm not too fussed about it. I just want the mat to remain as flat as possible for cutting purposes. Otherwise you'll start cutting with a bump on everything. Right, I think that is dry enough for us to flip it over. Do the same down the bottom here. Avoiding the lid. You don't want to glue the lid in place. In fact, let's just unscrew that for now so that doesn't happen. Down there. Down there. There. And there. And a touch down the crease here. More down there. I'll let that dry. Right, whilst that's having a moment, going to look at getting glue from behind my fingernails. Feels funny. We'll let that sit there for a moment to dry. Won't take long. Hot glue dries really quickly, which is one of its beauties. So for the roof now, we're going to, actually that's handy because it's quite way up. Pick a corner, so this should all be pretty square. Yep. Following that groove down, so that's where it starts, and straight down there. Wobbled, of course, a tiny Lovely. So that's going to go in there. And we are just going to pause for a moment. We'll be right back. Okay, abrupt stop. Here we go, continuing. So, this is thoroughly secure now. Starting to get a little house shape to it. What I was thinking in the pause was I'm gonna try to glue some curtains on the inside. I can't reach up there, my hand, that's far too small even for my little hands to reach up. So I'm going to try very carefully to hold a piece of material, a little tiny piece of material with the scissors, and stick it in there and there. If that fails, doesn't matter. I've never done it before, I just thought it might be a nice little touch. But anyway, we'll continue that in a second. Let's keep these little pieces over there for a moment. And I also thought, instead of Mod Rock or just painting it, I'm going to do paper mache. But toilet roll, because I find that, I prefer that over all the other options. Because you get a smoother finish, it's much more pliable because it's so weak. So you can get over little details. Mod Rock would be really cool. But if I want to get this done nice and tidy around the windows, it's going to get a little bit messy and I'll end up having to keep cleaning the glass, which again isn't an issue. But I wanted to try and keep this as straightforward as possible. So that's what we're going to do once we've got all the cardboard construct put together. So we're going to get the roof put together like so. But before we, well, as we're doing that, we're going to get, if I can hold this all in place, 2 triangles cut out so we don't have a whistling rooftop, so it's nice and solid all the way up. So I think, well, how I've done that before is I've literally glued all this in place, put it down and drew around, which is what I will probably do. So let's put, actually that's why I want to do that, because I don't normally do a chimney, but I want to do a chimney this time, but I can't cut into this easily like that. So perhaps let's look, whilst it's roughly where we want it. I need a pencil. Of course, I've put everything away in the little break. Any pencil will do. You'll do. What are you? F. Oh, as long as I can see you. Just about. Right, so think about there. Yeah, about there. So I'm going to want my chimney to come out. And we'll follow the lines that we've got. Bigger than that? A little bit bigger than that. Yeah, about that sort of size. So where's my ruler? Also put that way. I think I can just about reach it. Yeah, 2 centimetres square. It might be easier to see this way. We're roughly straight. It'll be from there. Right, so we're going to get that cut out. going to be where our chimney's going to go. Let's keep all these bits here for the time being. That was the little chimney window, wasn't it? Nope. That was the little chimney window. Put you up there so I don't get you muddled. Right, hot glue gun is warming up. Lovely. So I think I was just going to put a little window sill on the bottom. Do I put a little window frame around as well? So we can keep that for the sill. Obviously it's not going to be that big. We'll cut off a little tiny slither so it can protrude just a tiny bit. And same for the bottom ones. Cut off so it can protrude just a tiny bit. But do we be so daring, or do we just use the hot glue gun? Depends how square we want it to be. These are going to be little tiny fiddly pieces. Let's get ourselves a straight edge to begin with. It's going to be quite straight. I want that to hang over just a tiny bit. We do the sides first. Pencil. I'll do the sides first. I want 2 of those. Now this is where it's going to be itty bitty and fiddly. So 2 of those if we can. Yeah, that's about the width of a gap. Up there as well. We have that one there, that one there, and the one across the top needs to be longer than this. That can stay as the windowsill piece. Should it be a bit longer than that as well also? Let's see. That was the nice straight edge that we just cut. I'll take it from there to there. Let's get that piece. Again, we want about stripe width. There. Have this, this and this. Then we'll ignore that for the moment because we're going to really want the windowsill to come right across the frame, and this has got to stand out a little bit more than that. So I'm going to take it a bit wider. And this is going to sit like that. Those bits up there. I'm going to try again. I'm not going to cut that piece up. That piece is not to be cut. That's pretty good. You know that's a nice straight edge. We want to go with the stripe. It says it's always just easier to cut with the stripe, so let's just start afresh with straight edge. Those bits up there, the bits we're not going to use, just so we don't get muddled. Right, so we'll do the little sides first. Across there. Let's take this down a bit. We want 2 pieces out of this. That was a little bit wonky. Well, we want 4 in total, if that's the right size for that one, yeah. So trickier to hold as we're getting smaller. You're up there. Bring you in just a little bit. Now the door frame can fit within that, no problem. I think we might glue those 2 bits in where we want them. Just the tiniest bit of hot glue. Tiniest bit. Tiniest bit. Yeah, like that. Same again if I can. Tiniest bit. I'm getting my finger ideally, but it will happen. Bring it in just a tiny bit. Now we want straight across there. We're going to want 2 of these. Bits across the top. Let's get rid of you for a second. And these need to be the same length for the bottom bits. We want them about this width. We want 2 like that. There. You bits. We want these bits, those bits are already on there. Let's move all those bits up there. So let's just put these here for a second. Oh yes, one of these bits. think it was it you? There's another long bit. Yeah, it must have been. Was it you? It was you. We should have two of that length. I've muddled my pieces already. It's got to be the two that, yeah, that one's wonky wonky. So let's put you up there. So you're a top piece, and you're a top piece. Now let's look at the door frame. That's about right. We want two of those. Fairly thin. Fairly thin again. That one's a little bit wonky, that's alright. We can forgive ourselves a little wonk. Can we? We need it straight, don't we? We need it straight. That's better. Move you out of the way. I think we should glue these where we want them first, because we're bringing them in a tiny bit from the line, so we'll glue these in. A bit of glue. Same for that one. You need to come down a little bit. Can we just pop you up without causing too much chaos? So you've got to come down a little bit. You're a little bit higher than the other one, and it will throw everything out. Right, let's try and get you right from the bottom there. That's better. Much better. We're going to put these two in next. Actually, we're going to put the top one in first, so we can line up. I lost another top one again. Bottom one's run away. Right, top one, let's put you in. Tiniest bit of glue. Trust ourselves with getting that one central. This is the one that's going to guide our positioning for the sides, because they came in a little bit. Yeah. And let's get our little side pieces put in. Over a tiny bit. Same for the other side. It's going to be hanging over a tiny bit, so we'll glue from the one edge. these little bits of hot glue over there. Keep an eye on the time, so I'm only popping around very soon. So we get as much done as I can before they get here. Right, move you out of the way for a second. I want that to come right across the top. There. Right across the top there. Make sure we don't lose our window sills. So I want to put in a little step. So this needs to be a straight edge to begin with, which that one is. If we follow it all the way down. Ready, you? I think I'm going to have to pause. Hello? Yeah? Okay, darling, I'll get by the door. See you in a little bit. Okay, darling. Thank you, darling. Bye. Right, so I'm going to have to pause. Turn that off. We'll continue in a bit. Okay, we're back. We can get a tiny bit more done before I'll have to pause again. So I can't really get anything glued because I haven't got the hot glue gun ready, but I can get, hopefully anyway, my little step cut out. So I want to put a step. So first of all, let's get the width that we need. From there. So let's just trim that piece down. Over there so we don't get muddled. Make sure that I don't lose those bits. Now I want this to come out and bend down. But I'm going to want it to slot in. So I'm going to have to try cut the tiniest little piece out. Hold you still. There and there, the tiniest little piece. And I've done it the wrong way. So let's come straight across again. I needed to cut that out that way. This. Tiniest piece. Tiniest piece. So that goes in there. You're going to have to use the scissors for this bit, so we've got to cut a very, very, very thin slither off the end. Let's come down that end just a little piece. we're going to come out and down. Those little bits out of the way. So we want to come out to say about there. And down to say about there. We can always actually curve it back around itself, couldn't we? That. Cut that off about there. Doesn't matter if it goes under a little bit. In fact, that'll work in our favour if it does. Try not to cut my finger. Working with such tiny bits. Doesn't matter if that line's a bit wonky, that bit's going right under. Over there for the moment. So that's going to go and get glued there to be our little step. Doesn't matter if it's a bit flappy because it's going to get covered with paper mache. So we have our little step. We'll leave that there. I think that's probably all about time we've got to do in this little segment. But it'll only be a moment for you. I'll be back tomorrow now, because it's sort of dinner's out time and all that jazz. But any little bit we can do is another little bit we can do. So see you in a moment.